Because urgency breaks fear. Because waiting kills momentum. Because every extra day you spend thinking is another day you stay stuck. The most dangerous place in the world is not failure. It's being stuck in your head doing nothing. Power moves you can take within. 24 hours. Healing from heartbreak. Delete the old messages, block the person if they're hurting you. Write a goodbye letter you never send. Clean your room and remove reminders. Start a new habit. Walking. Journaling, working out, call a friend and say, I'm ready to heal. Help me stay strong, recovering from failure. Make a list of what you learned. Watch one. Motivational video about comebacks. Reapply, rebuild. Your resume, send one email to ask for guidance or mentoring. Commit to 1 hour of deep focus every day. Getting out of debt. Write down every expense. Cancel one thing you don't need. Subscription, delivery. Habit, sell one item you don't use. Apply to one side job. Online work. A freelance site. Start a money tracker. Journal, finding direction. Take a walk alone. Sit with a notebook and ask, what would I do if I wasn't scared? Call someone wise and say, I need direction. Do one thing you used to love but stopped doing. Write your future self a letter of hope. Feeling better. Open the window. Let light in. Take a long shower and clean your room. Go outside. And walk for 20 minutes with no phone. Make a list of them. 3 people you love and text them, thank you. Write down 10 things you survived. That once broke you. Making decisions. Choose one decision. Make it done. Tell yourself, I'd rather make a mistake than stay frozen. Turn off your phone. Sit in silence. Read 5 pages of a powerful book. Put on a timer for 15 minutes and take action. Clarity doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. Confidence doesn't come from waiting. It comes from action. Change doesn't come from wishing. It comes from showing up. The biggest turning points in life don't always come from miracles. They come from one ordinary day where you finally say, I'm done waiting. I'm moving now. When you take bold action within 24 hours, here's what happens. You shift from victim mode to creator mode. You release chemicals of motivation, dopamine, momentum, excitement. Your confidence slowly returns because you feel in control. Your fear becomes smaller because you're not running from it. You're facing it. You start believing again. Maybe I'm not as stuck as I thought. A story of transformation. There was a person who lost everything: job, partner, money, confidence. They stayed in a dark room for weeks, depressed, empty. One morning they saw a message that said, you don't have to fix your whole life. Just make one move in the next 24 hours. One step. They sat with that line. Then they did something simple. Put on shoes, walked outside, bought a notebook, sat in a quiet place and wrote, I'm still alive. I don't know what's next, but I'm not done yet. That was their 24-hour move. 1 year later, they were running a small business, coaching others, sharing their story, helping people who felt like they once did. And it all started with one tiny action that took 10 minutes. That's the power of this step. Your moment has arrived. Don't just close this message and return to your pain. Don't just nod your head and say, that was helpful. This is your call to rise. This is your moment. You've learned the steps: how to pause, how to write the problem, how to break it into small pieces, how to talk to someone, how to learn the lesson, how to accept what you can't control. But now, it's time to move. It's time to do something bold, something real, something immediate. Because one strong action today can save you from 100 more days of pain. Before 24 hours pass, do something, anything, but make sure it's bold, honest, and from the heart. That's when the healing begins. Not when your situation changes, but when you do, you're stronger than you think, braver than you feel, more capable than you know. Now prove it. Not to anyone else. To yourself. These lessons don't come from books. They come from real, raw, personal pain. And when you learn them, you become wiser, sharper, stronger, and more alive. Consider Isabella, who was in a toxic relationship for 5 years. Her partner was controlling, made her feel worthless. She kept making excuses. He'll change. It's not that bad. Maybe it's my fault. One day he left her. She was devastated, broken, depressed. For weeks she cried and asked, why did this happen to me? Why am I not enough? What's wrong with me? Then she asked a different question. What was this relationship trying to teach me? Everything changed. She realized she had ignored warning signs from the beginning. She had abandoned herself to keep him happy. She didn't love herself. She had no boundaries. She was afraid of being alone. That was her real lesson. Once she saw it, she started healing. She started working on herself, reading books, going to therapy, meditating. She rebuilt her confidence. She learned how to love herself. 1 year later, she wasn't crying anymore. She was glowing, because her biggest heartbreak became her biggest awakening. Reflect deeply. Ask these 7 questions. What happened in simple, honest words? How did it make me feel? What part of this situation did I allow or ignore? What warning signs did I miss or avoid? What truth about myself did this pain reveal? What do I now know that I didn't understand before? What will I do differently next time? This isn't journaling for therapy. This is journaling for transformation. This is how a victim becomes a warrior. This is how pain becomes power. When you treat life as your teacher, everything changes. A breakup is not just heartbreak. It's a class on self-worth. A failure is not the end. It's a class on discipline and focus. A rejection is not humiliation. It's a class on redirection. A financial loss is not punishment. It's a class on money management. A betrayal is not cruelty. It's a class on boundaries and truth. Loneliness is not emptiness. It's a class on emotional independence. Suddenly, your problems are no longer destroying you. They're shaping you, sharpening you, strengthening you. Life will repeat the same lesson again and again until you finally learn it. That's why you keep falling for the same type of toxic partner. You keep losing money in the same careless way. You keep facing the same emotional breakdowns. You keep attracting fake friends. You keep quitting everything halfway because you never stop to ask, what is this trying to teach me? Once you do, life doesn't need to hurt you again in that way because the lesson is complete. You pass the class. You level up. You move on. You weren't born to suffer forever. You were born to grow, to evolve, and to become unshakable. But that only happens when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this here to teach me and how can I grow from it? Because once you learn the lesson, the pain becomes your fuel, the struggle becomes your strength, and your problem becomes your greatest teacher. Step 6. Accept what you cannot change. Every single problem in your life has 2 parts. 1. The part you can do something about. 2. The part that is not in your hands. If you don't understand the difference, you will waste your life energy on things you can't change while ignoring the small, powerful actions that could actually improve your situation. Many people stay stuck, not because their problem is impossible, but because they're trying to fix what's not in their control and ignoring the small, real steps that are. Imagine 2 circles. Circle 1, things I can control circle. 2, things I cannot control. Every time you're in pain or facing a big problem or overthinking something, ask yourself, which circle does this belong to? Things you can't control. What other people think about you, how someone treated you in the past, if someone betrayed you or left you, if you didn't get selected for something, illness, injury or physical, limitation, how much time has already passed, what your parents did or didn't do, what the world economy is doing, natural disasters or global events, the outcome of every single situation. Trying to control these is like trying to stop rain with your hands. You can get wet, you can get angry, you can scream, but the rain will still fall. The more you fight it, the more exhausted you become. Things you can control. What you say, how you react, how you treat yourself, what you focus on each day, what time you wake up, how you use your free time, whether you ask for help or suffer. Alone, whether you complain or learn, whether you stay stuck or take small action, whether you give up or grow. These are your tools, your weapons, your real power. When you stop crying over circle 2 and start using circle 1, you go from being a victim of life to the creator of your next chapter. Consider David, who trained for 3 years to become a professional athlete. He sacrificed everything, gave it his heart, body, soul. But just before his big tournament, he got injured severely. Doctors said, "You'll never compete professionally again." He was shattered, depressed, angry at the world. He kept thinking, why me? This isn't fair. I did everything right. My dream is over. He tried to force it. kept trying to train secretly, kept damaging his body even more, kept fighting the truth that his injury was real. One day, his coach told him, "David, stop trying to control the part that's already broken. Start asking what you can still build from what's not." That was the shift. He couldn't compete professionally. That was circle 2, but he could. Start coaching young athletes, create training videos. Online write about his journey, help others avoid injuries, learn sports psychology open. The training academy someday, that was circle 1. As soon as he started focusing on that, his life changed. Many people stay stuck because they believe lies. It's not my fault, so I don't need to fix anything. If I wait long enough, the other person will change. I can't move forward until someone apologizes. I'll start fixing my life after I feel better. There's no point trying if I don't get a perfect result. My situation is too hard. No one else has it like me. These lies are mental traps. They keep you angry, emotional, frozen while time passes and nothing improves. The only way out is to drop the illusion of control. Stop trying to fix the ocean. Just learn how to swim. 3 questions to shift your mind into circle. 1. What is one part of this situation that is clearly outside my control? Write it, accept it, stop resisting. What can I do today, even if it's small, that will move me forward? 1 email, 1 walk, 1 decision, 1 call. What would the strongest version of me focus on right now? Not what the emotional you want, but what the wise you would do. Example: someone hurt you deeply, you keep thinking about it every day. You replay it in your mind. You want justice. You want closure. You want to change the past. You can't control what they did, whether they apologize, whether they understand your pain, whether they ever come back or not, but you can control. Whether you keep checking their profile or start healing. Whether you use this pain to grow or to punish yourself. Whether you sit in bitterness or turn the page and rise. That's the power you still have. That's the circle you must live in. Not the circle of what happened to me, but the circle of what can I build from here. Life will always throw problems. You can't stop that. But the person who knows how to say, I can't control this part, so I won't waste my energy on it. I can control this part, and I will give it everything I've got. That person becomes powerful beyond belief, because they don't argue with reality. They dance with it. They don't try to bend the storm. They build shelter, grow roots, and rise again. You will find peace not when all your problems disappear, but when you stop wasting your energy on things you cannot change, and start pouring that energy into the small actions that will rebuild your future. Because those small actions aren't small at all. They're the beginning of your comeback. Stop chasing the part of the story that's gone. Close that chapter and ask yourself, what can I still control? What can I still do? What can I still build? That's where your power lives, and it's more than enough to change your life. Step 7. Take immediate action. Thinking about a problem doesn't solve it. Talking about a problem doesn't solve it. Even understanding the problem doesn't solve it. Only action creates movement. Only doing something makes change begin. You can sit in your room for weeks. You can cry every night. You can replay your mistakes endlessly. You can write the best plans in the world. But nothing will change until you move, until you act, until you do. That's why this final step is your greatest key to freedom. Sometimes the only thing standing between you and a better life is just one small, bold action. Not next week. Not next month. Today, within 24 hours. The lie most people believe. I'll do it when I feel ready. I'll act when I feel confident. I'll move forward once I feel better. But the truth is, you will never feel fully ready. You will never feel perfectly confident. And you might not feel better unless you act first. You don't wait for courage to act. You act and courage comes after. You don't wait to feel strong. You take action and strength begins to grow. What is a power move? A power move is any clear, bold, intentional action, big or small, that moves your life forward. It doesn't have to solve the whole problem. It just needs to give you your power back, and it must be done within 24 hours. Not later, not someday, but now. Why? Notice what just happened. That one terrifying sentence, I'm in debt, has been broken into 7 clear components. This is where everything transforms. Now your brain isn't facing a monster. It's facing 7 small doors, each openable one at a time. Create a small plan for each component. Don't try fixing all 7 things in one day. That's not how genuine change works. Go piece by piece. I don't have sufficient income. Make a list of freelance skills. Apply to 5 positions today. Sell unused items online. I spend money without tracking. Download a simple budgeting app. Write every expense for 30 days. I'm scared to discuss with family. Pick one person you trust. Write them a message first. Ask for emotional support, not money. I don't know how much I owe. Log into every account. Write the numbers down. Accept reality without fear. I feel ashamed. Remind yourself, debt is not a moral failing. It's a situation that can be solved with action. No emergency fund. Start saving even $1 daily. Build a habit, not a fortune. Consistency creates power. Afraid to ask for help. Watch videos on debt recovery. Join free online forums. Ask people who've been there. What do you see now? 7 small action plans. Suddenly the problem isn't a wall anymore. It's a map. What happens to people who don't deconstruct their problems? They cry over the entirety. They panic because it feels too overwhelming. They surrender without attempting. But when you break it down, you feel like you have a path. You feel like you can accomplish something today. You get stronger with each small victory. Even if you only solve one component in the first week, you're now in motion. And motion creates hope. Hope creates momentum. Momentum changes your life. Nobody builds a house in one day. Nobody heals their life overnight. Nobody escapes rock bottom in one step. You solve one part, then the next, then the next. This is how people rise from failure. This is how broken hearts recover. This is how financially struggling people become prosperous. This is how weak people become strong. Not all at once, but piece by piece. Don't cry about the whole mountain. Don't scream at the whole world. Just pause. Sit and ask, what's the first small rock I can move? Then move it. Tomorrow, move the next one. Slowly, you will climb out. Step 4. Share selectively. Sometimes the problem isn't the actual situation. Sometimes the real pain is that you're carrying it completely alone. You wake daily with a storm in your heart, but you smile at work. You laugh with friends. You say, I'm fine, even when you're mentally collapsing. Slowly, that silence becomes crushing. So crushing that you start believing, nobody will understand me. People will ridicule me if I open up. Everyone has their own problems. I don't want to burden them. If I speak, they'll think I'm weak. No one genuinely cares. So you keep carrying it silently until eventually your mind, body, and emotions all collapse. This step isn't just helpful, it's emotional medicine. We're not designed to carry pain alone. The more silent you stay, the louder the problem becomes internally. Every human being, regardless of wealth, strength, or circumstances, needs 2 kinds of strength. 1. The strength to solve problems. 2. The strength to share the weight of those problems when you can't carry them alone. You don't become weak by asking for help. You become wise. You don't become a failure by opening up. You become free. But here's the crucial distinction. You must be careful about who you talk to. Not every ear deserves your story. Not every person knows how to hold your pain with respect. This step has 2 parts. First, you must talk to someone. Second, you must not talk to everyone. What does talking accomplish? Talking doesn't magically fix your situation, but it magically releases the pressure crushing your mind. When a problem stays locked inside your head, it multiplies, grows, it repeats itself 1,000 times daily. It fills your mind with confusion, fear, and distorted thoughts. But when you speak it out loud, even to just one person, something shifts. Your problem becomes real. And when something becomes real, it can be solved. Consider Marcus facing a major personal crisis. He made a financial mistake, lost money. He's ashamed. His family doesn't know. His friends don't know. He feels like a failure. Every day he thinks, I'm such an idiot. I can't tell anyone. They'll think I'm stupid. My life is over. Now the problem isn't just money. The real problem is his shame, his silence, his isolation. Then one day he gathers courage to talk to one old friend. He doesn't ask for money. He just says, hey, I made a mistake. I messed up. I've been carrying this for weeks. Can I just talk to you? The friend listens. Doesn't judge, doesn't ridicule, just listens. In that moment, Marcus breathes for the first time in weeks. Because now he's not alone. He's not hiding. He's not drowning in silence. That tiny conversation gives him the strength to take action again. That's the power of talking, not for sympathy. Not for drama, but for release, clarity, and emotional oxygen. But not everyone is safe to tell. Just because you're in pain doesn't mean you should tell everyone. Not every listener is safe. If you share your heart with the wrong person, they can judge you, blame you, spread your pain as gossip, use your weakness against you, or make you feel even worse. Ask yourself these questions. Who in my life listens without interrupting? Who has given me honest advice before? Not just superficial comfort. Who do I feel safe with? Who respects privacy? Who lifts me up even when they disagree? That person could be a close friend, a mentor, an older family member, a teacher, a coach, a therapist, even an online support group with kind, respectful people. Don't look for perfect people. Look for people with a calm heart and a loyal mouth. If you've never opened up before, try this. I don't need advice right now. I just need someone to listen. Can I talk to you for a few minutes? I've been holding something in and I trust you. Can I share something private with you? I'm not looking for a solution. I just need to say it out loud to someone who won't judge me. You'll be surprised how many people want to help you. They just didn't know you needed it because you never spoke. If you truly have no one, maybe you live alone. Maybe your family is toxic. Maybe your friends don't understand you. Maybe you genuinely have no one safe to talk to. If that's you, listen carefully. You still have a voice and you can still speak, even if no one listens. You can talk to a journal, a voice recording app, a prayer, a letter you never send, a camera, the future version of yourself. Because the goal isn't just to talk to a person. The goal is to set your truth free from the prison of silence. Once you let it out, even on paper, you will begin to feel lighter, clearer, stronger. Your pain is real, but you're not meant to carry it entirely alone. Don't scream to the world. Don't post your heart on social media. Don't chase sympathy from strangers, but do this. Find one safe soul and speak your truth. Not to be saved, but to be seen. Not to beg, but to breathe. Not to cry forever, but to finally begin healing. Because once your pain has a witness, it no longer has complete power over you. Step 5. Extract the lesson. When something difficult happens in your life, your first reaction usually is, why me? Why now? What did I do to deserve this? Why is life so unfair? When will this end? What's wrong with me? These are normal reactions, but they all originate from one place, emotional pain. If you remain in that place too long, the pain transforms into blame, anger, or self-doubt. You stop thinking clearly. You feel like a victim of circumstances. Worst of all, you miss the lesson life was trying to give you. But the moment you shift the question to, what is this problem trying to teach me? Something magical happens. Your brain stops feeling helpless. Your heart starts feeling curious. Suddenly, you're not just suffering. You're learning, growing, becoming stronger. Nobody likes pain. Nobody enjoys failure. Nobody wants problems. But pain has something that comfort doesn't. Truth. When everything is easy, we don't ask deep questions. We don't change. We don't reflect. We don't evolve. But when life hurts you, when something breaks you, when something goes wrong, that's when your soul starts paying attention. That's where wisdom is born. Ask yourself, what is the lesson here? What is life trying to show me that I've been ignoring? What is this moment trying to teach me about myself? Real lessons life could be teaching. You need to stop trusting people too quickly. You need to take your health seriously. You've been ignoring your mental well-being. You need to stop putting your worth in other people's hands. You've been living in fear instead of taking bold action. You're not listening to your inner voice. You've become too comfortable and stopped growing. You're not managing your money wisely. You're avoiding responsibility and blaming others. You need to set boundaries and stop letting people walk all over you. Rise above. The 7-step blueprint to transform any problem into power. Welcome. This isn't just another self-help message. This is the conversation that rewrites how you think about challenges, pain, and personal strength. Life doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't check if you're financially stable, emotionally ready, or surrounded by support. One moment you're fine, the next moment reality hits hard. Could be finances, could be career collapse, could be relationship breakdown, could be family drama, health scares, past regrets, or overwhelming anxiety. Here's the truth. Challenges don't announce themselves politely. They crash through your door without warning, indifferent to how exhausted or confused you already feel. In that critical moment, you face a choice. You can respond like most people do, spiral into panic, replay worst-case scenarios endlessly, collapse under pressure, or surrender completely. Or you can respond like someone who refuses to be defeated. You can observe clearly, think strategically, solve systematically, and transform completely. This message isn't for those who want to remain victims of circumstance. This is for warriors ready to reclaim their power. I'm about to share 7 transformative steps. No academic theories, no unrealistic fantasies, just battle-tested wisdom forged through real struggle and genuine insight. You'll discover how to master your emotional responses, maintain clarity under extreme pressure, convert overwhelming obstacles into manageable tasks, ask questions that unlock breakthrough solutions, and develop unshakable inner strength. Because here's what matters most. Challenges don't destroy you. Your reaction to challenges destroys you. Let's begin your transformation. Step 1. Master the pause. The foundational principle for handling any difficulty. Don't react emotionally. Why? When something goes wrong, the first explosion isn't external. It's internal. Your mind erupts with catastrophic thinking. Why is this targeting me? What if everything collapses? What will others think? What if I can't recover? What if I lose everything? You spiral into overthinking. Emotions overwhelm reason. You imagine disasters that haven't occurred. Now the original challenge has multiplied, not because it grew, but because your mind magnified it exponentially. The Master Pause Technique. Breathe intentionally. Take a deep, deliberate inhale. Hold for 4 seconds. Release slowly. Repeat 4 times. This physiologically calms your nervous system and grounds you in the present moment. Embrace silence. Don't immediately call someone. Don't post online. Don't vent. Sit quietly. Allow your mind to reset. When emotions dominate, intelligence retreats. When emotions settle, wisdom emerges. Observe without drama. Don't say, "They betrayed me, I'm destroyed." Instead, say, "Someone I trusted made a selfish decision. I'm hurt, but I'm functioning." Don't say, "My life is ruined because I lost my job." Instead, say, "My current employment ended. I need income. Let me explore options." Notice the difference? One perspective paralyzes you. The other empowers you. When you react emotionally, you surrender your power to the problem. When you pause and observe, you reclaim that power. Imagine your partner suddenly ends the relationship. You feel like reality is crumbling. Every instinct screams to react, to demand explanations, to beg, to investigate obsessively. But what if you pause instead? You sit alone. You breathe. You write down facts without emotion. They chose to leave. My heart is broken, but I'm still alive. I haven't ceased to exist. My future still exists. I need to understand this pain without becoming it. Now you've shifted from helpless victim to conscious observer. From this perspective, genuine healing and real solutions become possible. Every strong person throughout history shares one secret. They pause when chaos erupts. They don't scream, they strategize. They don't panic, they prepare. They don't react, they respond. That's what creates power. So before taking any action today, pause, observe, control your energy. Because the real storm isn't external, it's internal. And whoever masters that internal storm becomes unshakable. Step 2, externalize the problem. Most people try solving problems entirely in their heads. But human consciousness wasn't designed to simultaneously carry overwhelming pain, confusion, endless questions, and recursive overthinking. When something goes wrong, your mind becomes a battlefield. Thoughts spiral. What now? What if I fail again? What will people think? How will I survive? Why me? How do I fix this? What if everything gets worse? These thoughts loop endlessly. You wake with stress. You sleep with anxiety. You smile externally while drowning. Internally, this step isn't optional, it's emergency intervention for your mental health. You must extract the problem from your mind and place it on paper. Fundamental truth. Your mind is designed for solving, not storing. Imagine cooking in a cluttered kitchen filled with dirty dishes, garbage, and smoke. Can you focus? Can you create effectively? Now imagine trying to solve a life challenge in a mind polluted with emotional debris, fear, and mental fog. You won't discover solutions, only more stress. Writing isn't just helpful. It's clearing mental space so your intelligence can breathe. The complete process: open a notebook. Use physical paper, not digital typing. Handwriting creates direct connection between emotions and thoughts. Give your problem a title. Like a book needs a name, your problem needs identification. This transforms chaos into a defined situation your brain can address systematically. Examples: lost my job. Failed my examination. Feeling emotionally paralyzed. Afraid of losing someone. Made a major mistake. Name it. Face it, own it. That's where power originates. Write 4 specific elements. 1. What exactly happened? Pure facts. No dramatization. Example: my manager informed me they're eliminating my position due to organizational changes. 2. How does this make you feel? Let emotions speak. This creates healing. Example: I feel embarrassed, frightened, and angry. 3. What are you afraid might happen? Write down your fears. Don't hide them. Example: I'm afraid I won't find another position. I'm afraid of disappointing my family. 4. What do you need right now? Honestly assess. Maybe it's money, clarity, rest, a plan, courage. Example: I need to think calmly. I need to develop next steps. I need emotional support. When you write problems down, emotions stop controlling everything. Logic awakens. You transition from emotional victim to problem solver. Consider Maya, who feels completely hopeless. She failed her university entrance exam after studying an entire year. She feels like a complete failure. Her family is disappointed. She's ashamed. Her mind screams, I wasted everything. I'm not intelligent. I'll never succeed. I'm worthless, she writes. Title: Failed University Entrance Exam. What happened? I scored 53%. I needed 65% to pass. How I feel: angry, useless, exhausted, afraid to face my parents. What I'm afraid of: that I'll never have a meaningful career, that people will ridicule me, that I wasted everything. What I need right now: to pause, to speak with a mentor, to understand what went wrong, to attempt again. Suddenly her pain becomes clear. Suddenly she sees a path forward. Suddenly her problem isn't her identity. It's just a situation. That's what writing accomplishes. It places the monster under a microscope so you can study it instead of fearing it. If your problem feels overwhelming, write. If your thoughts won't stop, write. If your heart feels heavy, write. Sometimes the answer you're desperately seeking exists inside you. But you won't discover it by scrolling social media, screaming, or sitting in sadness. You'll find it when you stop thinking like a victim and start writing like a warrior. If I can write it clearly, I can solve it bravely. Step 3. Deconstruct the challenge. When a problem hits, especially a significant one, it feels like one massive monster blocking your entire life. You look at it thinking, I'll never overcome this. It's too overwhelming, too complicated. There's no way forward. I'm trapped. But here's reality. No problem is truly one monolithic thing. Every problem, regardless how giant it feels, consists of smaller problems within it. The moment you begin breaking it down, you stop feeling helpless and start feeling capable. This is how people emerge from impossible situations, not by solving everything simultaneously, but by solving piece by piece. You don't climb a mountain in one leap. You take steps. One step, one rock, one breath. That's how mountains are conquered. Give your problem a title again. Yes, repetition creates clarity and signals your brain. This is something I can address. Examples: deep in debt, marriage falling apart, failed my dream. Hate my job but can't quit. Now fog clears. Now we treat this like a mission, not a nightmare. Ask this powerful question. What are the different components of this problem? Break it down like a puzzle. You're not solving everything. You're simply asking what are the smaller problems inside this larger one. Someone feels they're drowning in financial stress. They think, this is overwhelming. I'm ruined. But now they deconstruct it, big problem. I'm in debt, smaller problems. Within it, I don't have sufficient income, I spend money without. Tracking, I'm scared to discuss this with family, I don't know. Exactly how much I owe. I'm emotionally overwhelmed and ashamed. Have no emergency fund, I'm afraid to ask for help.